my beautiful listeners and my viewers. Welcome to Chiquis and Chill. Happy Monday. I can't believe that it's the end of September. I'm like, what the heck? There's only 3 months left in 2024. Whoa, has it been a year? But anywho, today is going to be a good episode because I'm going to talk to you guys about something that happens to me quite often, something that I deal with on a daily basis. And I'm pretty sure you guys are going to understand what I'm talking about. So let me take a deep breath, y'all. I consider myself to be a pretty, now on that type of person, like cool, chill, Chiquis and Chill type of person. I'm happy. I give people the benefit of the doubt. I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I can say that maybe in my past, when I was younger, I was naive, I was gullible. A lot of that has changed as I've matured, as life has happened, and I've learned the hard way. I've shared a lot of that with you guys. One thing that I've been encountering a lot lately, or maybe I've been noticing a lot more, because I'm not putting up with BS, because I've decided that I want for every relationship in my life to be reciprocated. I always tell you guys this. I like to treat people the way I want to be treated. I don't ever ask for more than I deserve, for more than I'm willing to give. And what I'm talking about now is your kindness being taken for weakness. I don't know if you guys can relate, but it's been happening quite a bit. And I've just had it. I'm like, wait a second. Not that I want to change my essence, because that's not what it's about. I want to continue being myself and giving of myself to the people that deserve it and also give me the best of themselves. Now I'm calling people on their shit. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people want to say, oh, you've changed, you're different. And they want to blame the fame, and they want to say, oh, because you're doing this, because you're doing that, because you have more. Has nothing to do with that. I've just gotten to a point in my life where I am tired of feeling unappreciated. If there's anything that bothers me, quite a bit. It's a pet peeve of mine. As you guys know, I have a lot of pet peeves. But is that a bad thing? But I do. I have a lot of pet peeves. Anyways, que me quieran ver la cara. Okay, what does that mean in English? That you want to play me for a fool. I cannot. Just because I am nice and because I'm forgiving and because I am out here just trying to do my best in the world. I'm not saying I'm perfect, because there's days where I'm a Cancer, you guys. I will snap. And there are days that the moon is green and blue and it's out of shape or it's full and I'm in a bad mood. That's just, I'm sorry. And I'll even say it now. Hey, I'm not in a good mood. I'm not feeling well. I'm very vocal about that now. As to before, I'd try to just, hey, I'm just going to suck it up. It's not happening. So anyways, my point is, every time I talk about something on the pod, you guys, it's always usually like a note to myself, especially when it's just you and I, the mic and I'm talking to you guys directly. It's because I've experienced something, or I just recently experienced something. And I don't know if I want to get into detail, just because I don't want to make the situation worse. And because the person's not here to defend themselves, I just don't feel that that's fair. But I had a situation where someone, and I can't give too much detail because I'm not trying to make it about that, but it triggered this whole conversation. So someone in my life that is a friend was doing certain things that I wasn't okay with, that was directly affecting me. And for a long time, I stayed quiet about it and I didn't say anything because I didn't want to ruffle any feathers. I am busy too. And I was like, I don't even want to deal with that right now. I'm just going to let it go. And I know better than to let that happen. But this person continued to do thing after thing after thing because I wasn't speaking up, because I was being nice, because I'm busy or whatever you want to call it, or I was playing dumb, I guess, whatever. Even if I'm playing dumb, you're not dumb. So don't try to act as if what you're doing isn't right, because if it were the other way around, you wouldn't be okay with it, right? So I think that's what triggered this whole conversation, and I said it in something that I wrote this person. Don't take my kindness for weakness. Just because I am choosing to be a good person and choosing maybe not to ruffle any feathers or open up a can of worms, like, don't take advantage of that. And that's why I was like, I'm going to talk about this on the pod because I think it happens. And I'm pretty sure I've been guilty of it myself in my younger years, because now I'm really, really intentional about not just, preaching, but, or talking about it, but walking the talk, like putting my words into action. So I really, really do my best to everything that I talk to you guys about on this podcast, to really hold myself accountable and lead by example. So anyways, I can't really think of a scenario. If something comes up, I'll let you guys know something that maybe I took someone's kindness for weakness, Oh, I have a perfect example. It just came up. My mom, for instance. My mom trusted me with her credit cards and with our finances, and I made sure that all the bills were paid. Okay, all the time. The bills were taken care of. Everything in the house was paid on time. Everything was fine. But if I would go and, shop for her, because I was her personal shopper at one point, I'd buy her clothes. I would buy myself something as well. And I would just... And I've told you guys this before, I'm not ashamed of it, because I'm ashamed of my behavior, but I'm not ashamed of what happened, because it helped me learn how to value money. And now I know what it is to work for my own. But that was me taking my mom's kindness for weakness. She was trusting me with something. And instead of me going to the store and just buying what she needed, there was no need in the world for me to say, I'm going to buy myself some $1,500 shoes with my mom's card. Why would I do that? You know what I mean? And my mom would say, hey, and she knew, but she would just, I guess maybe didn't want to ruffle any feathers, or thought, what my daughter does a lot, whatever the case may be. But then it got to the point where she couldn't anymore. And it started this whole thing. And she asked me to move out. And I couldn't even blame her, because I'm like, you're right. I shouldn't have taken advantage of the situation. And from that and from many other things in my life, I have learned that, I need to treat people the way I want to be treated. Going back to this whole don't take people's kindness for weakness. And someone asked me this on Dear Chiquis once, should I change? I'm tired of being the good friend and, of giving and I'm not receiving. And I told that person, then you need to find new friends. Don't change who you are. Just change the situation, change the scenario, change the scene, change the characters, and I had to remind myself of that. I'm like, wait, I need to speak up. Even if it is going to ruffle some feathers and open up a can of worms, I need to be true to myself. I need to speak up and stand up for myself, because who is if I don't? There's no need. There's no reason why I have to be disrespectful or belittle anyone or be mean. I can say the truth and call it sugarcoating or whatever you want, because there's people that are like, I say the things the way they are and I don't care who gets I don't believe in that. I believe in saying the truth and saying it with respect, but I need to stand up for myself and not change who I am, because I know that there are people in my life that are going to appreciate and value who I am. And not to say that this person is a bad person, because I love this person and this person is still in my life. But it was just a situation that I was just letting go and letting go and letting go. And it was just causing me it was starting to cause me resentment. And I'm not a person that, I don't like to hold that in my heart. It's just, I've told you guys this, it's just not healthy. Resentment causes so much bitterness, and even disease eventually. So I was like, something's happening, something's changing. I need to speak about it. And I did. And I'm glad I did. And I just want to remind you guys, and I don't want to make this longer than it needs to be, but I just want to remind you guys that don't let certain people change who you truly are at your core. The person that you want to be, because you feel let down, because you feel like, the nice guy finishes last, the nice woman finishes last. Especially as women, we feel like we need to show up in a world that is the man's world. It's really a woman's world, but we feel like we need to put up this front. There's nothing wrong with being a strong, vulnerable woman. being true to yourself. If that's who you are and you're just a tough bitch, and do you, as long as you're being true to yourself, your authentic self. But the point is, and this is a note to myself as well, don't change the way you do certain things or the way you move in life because of other people's actions and because they didn't value or appreciate what you were doing in their life. Continue to be that person. I promise you, it will pay off. It will pay off. You will reap what you sow eventually. Maybe not right now, maybe not with that person or the next person, but eventually you will reap what you sow, for good or for bad. So this is why I always say, guys, the best way to live is living with good intentions, walking with your head held high, treating people nicely. Doesn't matter who they are, what they do, what they have, or what they don't have. Treat people like human beings. And you're gonna bump into people that are mean, that are disrespectful, but it's all in how you react to it. And we can't let people push us around, even if we are nice. We have to stand up for ourselves, and we have to speak our truth and stand for what we believe in. And that's basically what this episode is all about. And now that we're on this subject, someone asked me once, how are you happy with the rate, the speed that things are going and have gone in your career? And it's all because, I think that I'm pretty cool. I don't know. I don't like to speak about myself. It's very weird for me, but I can tell you guys, I highly doubt that there's anyone that I've encountered in this business or outside of this business that can say that I was mean to them, that I was rude to them, that I belittled them. I highly doubt that there's one person. I'd be very surprised, actually. And if someone did, I'd apologize, but I highly doubt it. And anyways, and they were asking because there are certain artists that feel that they need to have this persona of I'm a badass. Don't look at me when I walk in the room. Don't talk to me. I didn't think that really existed. I heard these crazy ass stories of people wanting certain things in their green rooms and, only this type of whatever, I heard something about some red M&Ms once. All this stuff, it's real, guys. It does exist. I was even surprised. I'm not necessarily like that. I think sometimes I'm a little too cool. My manager thinks that I'm a little too lenient, I guess, that I don't ask for more. I don't ask for a lot, guys, to be happy, and maybe when they asked me this question, maybe I would have been more successful a lot quicker or selling out stadiums now. I don't know. I am very happy with how things are going in my career and how they've gone little by little, step by step. I prefer it that way. But then I think of people like Karol G, for instance, that is a mega superstar. And she is such a nice person that I see her and I'm like, this is why she's doing so well, because she's a good person at heart. She has great parents, a great family. She treats everyone very nicely, very respectful. Every time I've seen her, she is the sweetest. And I get so happy to see her selling out stadiums. And you may think, oh, it happened quick for her. She's been doing it. She's been in this game, guys, for more than 10 years. I've heard stories of her in Miami going to bars and wouldn't even sell it out. But she was tenacious. She is now look at her, where she is. And I'm so happy. And it inspires me to continue being who I am, even if there are people that I'm going to cross paths with that are going to take my kindness for weakness. I don't want to change who I am. And not because I want to sell out a stadium, but because that's who I really am. And I see Carol in the times she's not faking it. That is really who she is. I see it in her eyes. I know it. I feel it. And it just, you can't fake that. You know what I mean? Like, you just can't. And I love that. And that inspires me to say, I'm going to continue, even if I keep getting screwed over by people and it takes me a little longer, I know that I'm going to get to where I'm meant to get to. I don't have to be a person that treats people a certain way because it makes me look better, or treat people as less than because it makes me look better and feel better. Like, it's just not in me. It's not who I am. And I'm not, even if I continue to get disappointed by many people. And because someone told me the other day that I was too nice because there was this person, and I can't say names because I just can't, but there was this person that has been very mean to me. A complete asshole, okay? Has done a lot of things to hurt me. Not only me, but people that I love. And we were in a certain setting, and I was making myself a coffee. And he was going to make himself a coffee, but I was in the way. So I took it upon myself. After I made my coffee, I began to brew his coffee. I felt it in my heart. It was just even though this person has hurt my heart very much, I proceeded to brew his coffee, and I, was about to, I just left it there, and I was going to let him know, hey, the coffee's brewing. Anyways, he didn't drink it. He completely just rejected. And I was like, okay, fine. I still was who I am. And not because I need anything from that person, not because I owe this person anything, not to look good with this person. I felt it in my heart. And this other person that I was talking to, and I told them the story, they're like, you're just too nice. Like, why would you do that? This person has been, why not? If I want to do it and me nace and it comes out of my heart, I'm not going to stop that person and their actions and what they've done stop me from being who I am. I'm going to continue to do what feels good in my heart, even if that person doesn't appreciate it. That's their problem. I'm still going to be me. No matter what, no matter who, I'm still going to be me, because I owe a higher power a lot more. And until I get tired, maybe guys, maybe one day I'll wake up and I'll say, fuck this and fuck the world and I'm going to be a bitch. I don't know. And if that happens, I'll let you guys know. I'll be like, you know what? I'm tired of being nice. I'm just going to be a bitch everywhere I go. Maybe, and I'll be straight up about it. I don't know if that's going to happen. I can't say ever. I don't see it happening, but if it happens and I just want to be a diva one day that only wants water that comes from the highest mountain in the world, I don't know. I'll let you guys know. But for now, I'm going to be me. And I like being me. And I suggest that you guys are you. If you want to be mean and that's who you are, then do that, I guess. But that's kind of sad. I mean, it's better and it takes a lot less energy to just smile and be a nice person. Even if the person that you're opening the door for doesn't say thank you, because even if it's a stranger. This happens to me a lot, guys. I open up a door and I let people go and they won't even say thank you. And I'm just like, whoa, what the hell? What's up their ass? But I'm like, okay, well, whatever. I'm like, oh, you're welcome. I'm still going to be me. So anyways, I just really felt that I needed to share this with you guys. Something that's been in my heart. Situations that I still deal with, guys. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, who I am. I still deal with things the way you guys do. And if I can share my experiences and with you guys, I'm always going to do it. So I hope that this episode has helped you and helps you and reminds you that there is nothing wrong with being a nice, kind person, even if others don't appreciate it. Anyhow, I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode and that you have learned a thing or two. And hopefully I'm able to remind you always that you can be both kind and strong. There's a beautiful thing in that. And please, please don't let anyone change your essence. Please. If you change your essence, it's because it's your choice, not because of anyone else. Okay? So go out in the world, be nice, be kind, be strong, be brave, be all the bees in the world. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching and listening to this podcast that I enjoy very much. Thank you guys for being here. Los quiero mucho, and I will catch you on the next episode of, you already know it, Chiquis and Chill. This is a production of iHeartRadio and My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcasts and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite shows.